Hey guys, it's Maddie from Let's Eat Plants, and today we are making pineapple sorbet. So today's recipe, I guess, is actually a recreation of something called Dole Whip. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this, but I've been seeing a lot of recipes going around lately, and it's basically just a pineapple sorbet. So I think it's also quite similar to what we would call banana nice cream, which essentially is just frozen bananas food processed into an ice cream consistency. I do have a video for that. I will link it up here if you guys want to watch that as well. But today's recipe doesn't involve any bananas. It doesn't involve any milk or dairy. It is just one ingredient: frozen pineapple. So I'm really curious to see if this is going to work. We're gonna see if one ingredient, frozen pineapple sorbet, Dole Whip, whatever you want to call it, really works. So if you have seen my banana nice cream video, you'll know that the most important step to this recipe is to freeze your fruit. So if you haven't done that yet, you will need to do it before you make this recipe. I've actually had this frozen pineapple in my freezer for a really long time. This is just a leftover overripe pineapple that we didn't eat all of that day. So I ended up putting it in the freezer, and now we're gonna try and make it into sorbet. I have here maybe like a cup's worth of frozen pineapple, maybe a little bit more, but I don't think that the quantity is that important since it's only one ingredient. We're just gonna put everything into the food processor and see how it turns out. Now, I do have a backup plan to add a little bit of coconut milk if this doesn't seem to process fully and we need some liquid in there. For some reason, I'm just thinking that the coconut milk will give it a little bit of creaminess, which would be really nice. So I will use that if we need to get the food processor moving a little bit more smoothly, but we're gonna try it with just the frozen pineapple plain first. Okay, it does look like it's having a little bit of trouble processing now. I scraped down the sides one time, but we might need to add a little bit of coconut milk. I actually feel as this is getting softer, it's getting easier to blend. So maybe also letting it sit out from the freezer for like 10 minutes will help it. And even though I have to stop every few minutes and scrape down the sides and push it down so that the blades can get to it, I do feel like this might work. This is the definition of persistence pays off. I finally got it, yes. Wow, this is really creamy. All right, so it turns out we did not end up needing the coconut cream. I do think that this would be a good addition for flavor. Even just a little bit would make it like really nice and creamy. So if you do wanna add this, I think that would work really well. But let's try this as is first and see how it tastes. I mean, look at how creamy that is. This is just plain pineapple. All right, let's go ahead and try this. Oh my gosh, so good. I'm honestly not even the biggest fan of pineapple, but this is pretty good. I kind of like that there are little tiny chunks in there, like really, really tiny, that didn't get all the way blended, because it just gives it a little bit more texture and a little bit more like true pineapple flavor. Wow, that's good. I could definitely eat this just as is with just pineapple. But to be honest, ever since I got the coconut cream out of the pantry, I've just been curious what it would taste like to add a little bit into the mixture. So I'm gonna take the rest of this, add a little bit of coconut cream, and see how that changes the flavor. So of course that is blending a lot more smoothly. So if you couldn't get your food processor or blender to blend with just the pineapple, adding just a little bit of liquid I think will help it out. Mine is actually so liquidy that you could almost freeze it again, which I think would work too. I think you just freeze it for like an hour and then it'll get more ice cream consistency. This is more like soft serve, I guess. So similar to the banana and ice cream, you do want to eat this right away or plan to put it back in the freezer. Okay, let's quickly try this one with coconut milk so that it doesn't get too melted. I mean, that's like a pina colada right there. Honestly, it is pretty similar to the plain pineapple without coconut milk, but that coconut does kind of give it like that tropical pina colada flavor. What a delicious, easy summer treat. So I guess if we're asking, does it work to have just plain one ingredient pineapple sorbet? The answer is 100% yes, as long as your blender or food processor can handle breaking down the frozen fruit. And like I said, just stay persistent with it. I noticed that if I scraped it down and really pushed the frozen fruit to the bottom where the blade was, that really helped smooth it out. And let's face it, that plain one was really, really delicious. So I would say this recipe was definitely a success. I even like the addition of coconut milk just for a little bit extra flavor, but of course that is optional. This recipe does work perfectly well without it. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching this one ingredient pineapple sorbet, aka Dole Whip, aka delicious summer treat. If you did enjoy this video, please feel free to give it a like and don't forget to subscribe. I'm making new videos every week, bringing you vegan recipes and whole food plant-based recipes for you to make at home. And with that, let's eat plants, and I will see you guys next time.